Magnetic North Adventures, where the treasure calls our name. Through the forests and the waters, we'll never be the same. With every find we're cleaning, leaving nothing but the earth. Magnetic North Adventures, discovering our world.
Good morning, good afternoon and good evening. It's Lee from Magnetic North Adventures. Hope you're all doing well today, and to my subscribers, new, old, those just visiting, you're all very welcome. Today I am going to be doing a short walk through nature, through some farm fields, into a woodland where an old stream is and where some old mining activities took place. I'm in Derbyshire, England, just panning around. You can see how beautiful this area is. Now, I have been in this area before, not too far away, but we've got a different day, different weather, so hopefully we'll see some different things where I'm going. So always take notice of the signs and warnings when you're around. This one, bull in the field, cow with calves in field potential. There isn't today, but they are protective and it is their environment, so you've got to always be careful. We've got these older footpath signs and the new ones. That's where I've just come from. That there is one of the footpath styles that we go over, the blocks, and down here. Again, these can be quite slippery in wet winter time or when we've had rain. Got all the blackberries here, the remnants of when people used to actually pick for fruit and preserves. And we've got all this area here. Now, the area I'm looking at getting to is going to be the woodland, so I'll see if I can get down there, see if there's still a footpath that way. I know there used to be, but things often change. How beautiful is this though? So this is the area that I've just come down from, that tree line, through the fields, past all these blackberry bushes. As I say, these used to once be a crop for food, jams, preserves and medicines. And you got more fields and older footpath just here, and that actually takes you down and into that woodland, and that's where I want to go to. See the old streams, they'll most likely be dry now, but it's still where I want to go. It's a lovely warm day here today. Currently in a slight heat wave, and today it's forecasting 80 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's over 20 degrees Celsius. Not too good with conversions, but this area here, again, we've got rowan trees and various other things that would have been useful in the past, since now long since forgotten. Thistles, things like that. So when you see a field with all these blackberries at the side of it, that would have been also to provide nutrients to the workers in the field. And as I say, this would have at one time been harvested. So let's go underneath the sycamore trees. Absolutely beautiful down here. You can see the footpath has been improved, which is really nice, because when I first came here this was literally just a dirt track, so it's opened it up a lot more now. Still natural, still beautiful, but a lot easier to walk, so really love that. You still got to be careful of the brambles and the holly. It is quite sharp, but you can see just how dry it is. It's all these really old tree roots. We've got a bird up there, I'm not sure what it is, but it sounds like it's something from a dinosaur movie. Love to see the ivy on the trees. And yeah, the creek, both of them are literally bone dry. So can have a look at that in a bit, see what we can spot, but not a lot of mudlarking items, but it is very, very early shale underneath all the rock, so there's potential of fossils down there for sure. And then there's another footpath goes this way. So this is the creek bed. You can see just how early it is, and this is all shale in here and bedrock. So that there will be fossils in here. You've got very old coal as well, so that's probably an item that people were looking for in days past. You've got ironstone in here as well, but it's not often you actually get to see these places as dry as this is. We'll just ease around the tree. But yeah, this is a area where anything that would be in the water would collect in there, in that hollow. But right in the middle of the woods. So I'm going to keep it running, because this is not something that you would see often. So we're going to enjoy the experience together. I'm just walking on the edge so I can see if there's anything fossil wise that jumps out in the actual stream creek bed. This main side still got remnants of the water flow in there, and a little pool there. But at one time water was drew from here for drinking water, and the area was mined with bell pits, things like that. They'd have been mining ironstone, coal, potentially lead galena in this area. Just down there we've got a frog. Always nice to see those. just doing its own thing, sat on the rock, resting before it goes about its day. Nature at its finest there. So this area is altered. You'd come down the steps and now you can go that way, or you can go the original way. But there used to be once a footpath across here, and it went across here and up this way. That's now abandoned, but there's a little side path from there that goes through where the creek is and up through the fields that way to where the old pits used to be. So I'm stood on this small footbridge with this handrail, and I'm stood very still, and I'm holding the rail, as you can see, but it actually feels like this slight movement, you know, almost like a vibration on the bridge, as if people are actually walking this spot and this trail. Now down here I've spotted a few things. This piece there, that's actually a prehistoric piece of mud, and inside that there's actually seed pods, ancient seeds, tree root fossils and seeds. Just there you can see the round bits in there. So that's going to be millions of year old fossil seed remains. And then if you pan through the area, there's another one here, just there. Again, you can see in the very centre where a seed pod is as well. So those are going to be Carboniferous era fossils, over 180 million years in age. That one is very impressive. There's another piece at the side of it. There's nothing else that I can see there. I don't actually want those, so those will be left there in nature where they should be. There may be a few washed down that side, but as we've got more water coming in now, it shows that there is actually water starting to flow again. If you look carefully, you can see the water trickling, and down here it's starting to come down the slope, and down here you can see the ripples of the water starting to increase. So somewhere there has actually been rain, and it's starting to filter through and come back to a water channel again. It doesn't take long. Sometimes this can be really dry for months on end, and a slight rainstorm and these can fill up. The ever-changing nature and landscape that is in this area. So the bridge is down there. I've come up these steps and I've left the stream behind down that way. There will be fossils and things in there, but it's off my route, and I'm going to take this walk up through the woodland, just enjoy the tranquility. Now we have got farmers in the distance that are cutting the grass fields, so you'll hear that in the distance, but hopefully we'll get to an area where that actually stops very soon. So when you're out, you come across obstructions We've got this very, very old tree that's come down. Silver birch tree. And it blocks a footpath. So you just got to be careful, look where you're going, and look at the surrounding landscape to make sure it's safe. And then once it's safe, we go round underneath carefully and back up to actually continue our walk. There we go. Got lovely sound of birds in the distance as well. So crossing the field just here through the old gate and wall, now sadly collapsed and ruined. Got a footpath going that way. Some rain clouds up there and another footpath going that way. So not sure which one to take. I'm going to take this one. It's the one that's more defined. This one here could well be where the old workers used to come to get into the fields to work when this had crops in here many years ago. Or also completely done solely by animals. Now today I keep seeing white feathers. So message from angels of peace and tranquility there. And I really like these nature walks. They're just so peaceful. As I say, the birds in the background. You'll get to see exactly what I get to see. No digital altering, no AI. Just literally as it is. Over here, again, we've got some very old trees along the tree line there. Old boundaries. But people would have known this middle tree. And that, in times past, may have acted as a meeting place. So for people coming in from other boundaries or farm estates, if they couldn't read, they'd say, oh, we'll meet you at the middle tree. And people would know exactly where to go. And then job contracts would be given, work would be assigned for the day. And then at the end of the week, people would go to the manor house or the farm to actually be paid. And a lot of farm labouring was done that way here in the UK. And it worked for many years. And then as people got to read and write, they just literally wrote letters as to where they was going, what they was doing. So be back with you very soon. The once used gate, no longer used, abandoned, nature reclaiming, and you can see the gate post gone. So just come up the pathway through all the gorse, the red berries on the tree, and there's another footpath sign just up that way, so we'll see where that goes to. So I've come out of the fields area and I'm on to stone built, fairly old concrete path down to the farm. I'm going away from that area and back out towards nature and the open world. This is quite a steep one, but slow and sure does it. And then it comes on to a tarmacked area at the top. You can see the old stone wall, a very old area. Just off the road you've got this very old gate and this small enclosure here, all overgrown. Again, that's where cattle would have been kept. Old horses over 100 years ago, and they'd have been stored in there until they were ready to move elsewhere. You've got the old trees up here, and very old country walls under the hedgerows. And in winter time it gets very icy down here, and they've had to have a local grit salt bin just to basically keep it so that the farm traffic can keep moving. This is a restored section of wall. These are very common from about 1780 onwards, and it's got no mortar in between. It is literally stones stacked on top of each other and then capped at the top with stones the other way around. It's a common feature in Derbyshire and Yorkshire. Absolutely love them. It shows real testament of skill to build something like that. So on the walk near a main road, I've come across this. It's clearly abandoned, and it went up that way. Just having a look at what it was. It was a footpath to somewhere, but all overgrown, all abandoned. And you've got very small blackberries there. They are edible. I wouldn't eat these being next to a road.